All right, guys, so this is something I've been warning you about for a while now, that the world is basically done with America. They've turned on America. It's just a matter of time until we're beyond cooked, because we were the world's sole superpower, and we had all these relationships. But now you have Trump come in there, and Trump immediately launched a trade war against basically every country, but definitely our allies as well. And he also just threatened actual invasions of allies, like Greenland, like Panama, like Mexico, like Canada. He's bombing... he's trying to do a coup in Venezuela. He's bombing Yemen. He's bombing Somalia. And so people look at the U.S. and they go, you're completely and utterly fucking unhinged. You are a rogue regime. That's what you are. Also, we're not good to our word. Trump pulled out of the Iran agreement. That wasn't just the U.S. and Iran in it. It was the world that was in it. It was a bunch of countries that were in that. He pulled out of the Paris Climate Agreement. Like, the treaties they ignored, destroyed. Trump ignored his own trade deal that he made with Canada. I mean, this is psycho shit. So our word is worth nothing now. Nothing. So in a scenario like that, there are consequences, right? So Trump had this G7 meeting, which, by the way, he left early because he's launching a war against Iran. Mr. Anti-War, Mr. Peacenik. And here we go. Look at this. This is what people in those countries think about the United States.
Yeah, I think that this title slide says it all, why Trump faces a tough room at the G7. That is because the countries outside the U.S. who are part of the G7, those folks, not big fans of Donald Trump. Not big fans at all. No confidence Trump will do the right thing when it comes to world affairs. Look at this. All these numbers are at least at 60% or above. You could start off here at the bottom. Japan, 61. The UK, 62. You go to that next row. Italy, 68. We're getting higher and higher and higher. Canada, 77. And finally, France, 78%. And Germany, 81% of Germans have no confidence that Donald Trump will do the right thing when it comes to world affairs. We're looking at a supermajority in all 6 of these G7 countries besides the U.S. They do not like Donald Trump. They have no confidence in him to do the right thing when it comes to world affairs. And I think that will inform some of the leaders there in those countries going into this G7 summit with Donald Trump. And again, he's just going to face a tough room because those folks in those countries, they don't really like Donald Trump.
Do you think people aren't looking for the exit when it comes to the dollar as the world reserve currency? Do you think people don't look at China as a much more rational actor? Don't kid yourself.
How much has this changed since Trump was elected?
Yeah, this is, I think, you see all these numbers here and you go, okay, has this always been the case that there's been such low confidence in the U.S. leader? Take a look here. Okay, no confidence that the U.S. president will do the right thing when it comes to world affairs. We're going to look at a median of those 6 countries that we just saw on the other side. You see it here. In 2025, 73%. The median in those countries have no confidence that Donald Trump will do the right thing when it comes to world affairs. With Joe Biden, look how much lower that number was. It was basically 50-50.
So, in other words, we were already on shaky baby deer legs, and then Trump came in and blew the whole fucking thing up and made it impossible for the world to take us seriously.
51%. So the percentage of those G7 countries that have no confidence that Donald Trump will do the right thing has gone completely through the roof. We're talking about a 22-point jump in just a year's time. Rough room, tough room for Donald Trump.
A tough room, even with one of our closest allies, both by land and by culture, Canada. Do they want even a deal with Trump?
Yeah, this to me is the number that kind of says it all, right? We're talking about allies of the United States here. No ally has been closer to us over the years than Canada has been, but Canadians are reducing reliance on the U.S. as a trade partner. Look at this. 91% say that, yes, that they, in fact, the Canadians should, in fact, reduce reliance on the U.S. as a trade partner. You never see numbers that high. I'm laughing because it's just unprecedented compared to just 9% who disagree. 9%, that's about the percentage of Americans who believe we faked the moon landing. When you're in this territory, you know that we're in a lot of trouble. Donald Trump's in a lot of trouble when it comes to Canadians' views on him.
That is an unprecedented number in any poll, anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
All right.
The world hates us. It's only a matter of time, man. We're on borrowed time. Our time as the world's sole superpower is fucking over. We are cooked. We are a rapidly declining empire. It's not even slow anymore. You know, I said to Crystal, I was like, I thought these things, play out over centuries. And it's like, no, because of the modern day we're in, because of, I guess you could say, social media plays a role and all that stuff, and the immense corruption in the United States, like, we have fallen off a fucking cliff. In fact, here's a poll from 2019. Greatest threat to world peace. They asked German citizens, greatest threat to world peace. Trump was 41%, Kim Jong-un 17%, the Ayatollah of Iran 8%, Putin 8%, President Xi 7%. So Trump was blowing everybody out of the fucking water. And this is on top of, there's been polls for a long time that say the U.S. is the greatest threat to world peace. Now those numbers are only going up and up and up and up and up and up and up because of this psychopath that we elected and the fact that the Republican Party in this country is a fascist death cult. It's basically a terror organization. It's no longer a fucking political party, right? And so, by the way, let's say for argument's sake, we somehow get some awesome lefty elected in the next presidential race. They win the primary, they win the general. We have some like FDR acolyte in there. Here's the thing, guys. Even in a scenario like that, the world still has to look at us like, I don't know. Why? Because at any given time, in the next election, some Republican psychopath who copies Trump can get elected. And it's like, they know, yeah, things might be stable for 4 years or so, or maybe 8. But after that, they're going to go right back to their bullshit. Their word is trash. You know, like, this is, people don't get the long-term impacts we're talking about here. This guy's fucking stupid. This guy's greedy. This guy's selfish. This guy destroys every fucking thing he touches, right? Every argument you've heard in favor of him was total horseshit. Even the idea of, oh, he's a business genius. He went bankrupt 6 fucking times. He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth and got millions of dollars from his daddy, and he bankrupted 6 different businesses. He's a con man. He's a fraudster. He had a fake university and a fake charity, right? He's been found liable in civil court for business fraud and insurance fraud and tax fraud. The world sees through us. They see through us, bro. So it's only a matter of time. And now, the Iraq War was really probably the beginning of the end, where it's like rogue nation, illegally invading a country that didn't attack them, trying to occupy it, right? All horrible, horrible outcomes from that. And then now it's like, let's do that over, except make it worse. Because Iraq was a country of 25 million people. Iran is a country of 90 million people. And here we are. Here we are. And don't even get me started on the religious extremists that are packed in our government. Trump genuinely believes, because he survived those 2 assassination attempts, he thinks he was put in this position by God. He shared that post from Mike Huckabee, who was basically saying, you were chosen by God for this moment to effectively, in Mike Huckabee's mind, extremist Christian Zionists, usher into end times. Jesus is going to come back on a winged horse to Israel. Israel has to take all the territory in the region. Jesus comes back, and then he kills most of the Jews, lets some into heaven. The Christians go up to heaven. Like, this is psychopaths we're talking about here. Never mind the extremist Israeli settlers who think God gave them that land. On every level, we are falling apart. I hope I've sufficiently gotten that across to you. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.